Hey man, welcome back to another episode of The Art of Struggle. Bits and Bots production, that's beauty in the struggle, beauty of the struggle. You know, I'll be moderating this thing. Art Pendergrass here. We got two special guests on the couch, man. We got my guy T.GO, you know.
Hey.
Just dropped his He just dropped a song, man, but he planned on dropping an album. You feel me? He working right now. We got my man Lil Peyote.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Lil Peyote, man. Go listen to me everywhere, Apple Music and all that, my boy.
You feel me? Got him engineered for my boy T.GO, man.
Tight
So
things.
shout out to him. Feel me, T.GO? What you been having shaking lately, man? How you feeling?
Well, man, I'm in a transformation point of my life right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just out here living it, been going through a lot of different things, good and bad. Yeah. How about you, man?
I've been chilling, man. You know, working. How you been feeling, Lil Peyote?
I can't complain, man. You know, things is going good, things is going wrong, but that's life, man. So it's the beauty of the struggle, you feel me?
Appreciate that. You already know how I go. Hey, man, talk about your t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, man. You know, newest addition to WGCD 104.5 FM, bringing all the hits to Chester, South Carolina, man. I'm one of the newest radio personalities. So right here, I'm repping one of my work shirts, man. You know, gotta show love to everything we do, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the radio station. I know they with the Chamber of Commerce, so I definitely mess with them. But T.GO, man, new song, man. Putting it out, man. What you been feeling, man? Why you felt like putting out Lights Off first?
Well, Lights Off first, they had to be the first one because it kind of symbolizes the ending of an era for me personally. And it's almost like, you know, and the song is telling you lights off in a sense.
Yeah, man.
I'm a little bit confused.
Nah, you know, you
right
taking
now.
accountability.
But basically, it's like, you know, I done really been, you know, in places to where things can get dark in life. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. Things can get dark in life, and it gets to a point to where, you know, you either fold or you grow. And I'm at a growth stage, and I realize I can shine much brighter than I've been shining.
Yeah,
That makes
man.
sense.
You ain't let that stop you from trying to push forward and persevere.
No way, and you know what? No way, you know what?
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
Hey, man, it's good to hear you persevering. I'm glad we came together at this point because that's what my company about, you feel me?
Thanks.
We want to help people grow. You go through that struggle to get to the light, like you said. So
Right.
You got to turn the lights off on your past, on whatever that's blocking you from getting to where you want to get, you feel me? So I'm definitely glad that you're moving towards that direction. You know, I know you had a lot of struggles getting to that. So what are some of those struggles that people wouldn't see or people judged you off that they didn't get to see that you had to go through?
Well, like, just for starters, you know, man, like, a lot of people maybe haven't really gone through this, I would hope. But, like, you know, losing a parent recently, losing my mom, that's a different feeling, you know. But it's motivational in the sense of, you know, I want to make her proud. So I just try to aspire to be a better person every day. And a lot of things that I've just gone through, whether it's, you know, trying to figure out how to be a dad over the last few years. I have 3 beautiful little girls. And, you know, that comes with its own challenges.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
As it is. And years ago, of course, some people may know I was doing different things with entertainment. And, yeah, you know, when you start to go places and you come with obstacles and it knocks you back sometimes, a lot of times it can discourage people or things like that. But what I've learned through all of that is if you keep going, you're going to continue to grow. And it's never too late for you to be better. Be better every day. You always be yourself. Because at the end of the day, you might not be who you were last year, so there's no point in looking back at that. But who you are today, whether you're happy with it or not, you can always be yourself.
Facts. And I want to say, first of all, my condolences, man. I didn't even know that for real. Like, I swear to God, I didn't even know that you lost a parent. So when I was talking to you about that outside, like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
But you feel me? You see what I was saying? Like, people can go one way or another. People can take it and they can grow from it, or they can choose to hide from it. And I see that you choosing to grow. But most people, like me, you know where I know you from. I know you from high school, state
Way
champion.
back.
You feel me? Going to college, limestone. You feel me? I know you from that. Like, that's what I see. Fuck what people see, like, now, what they want to put on you because they don't know what you went through. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, man.
What I see that light from when you was there, when you was state champion, when you was working hard for that. That's what I see. So,
right.
Fuck what people talking about, for real, man. For real. But yeah, I want to get back into that. Like, Okay, people that don't know, you were a state champion in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You went to college. You got a scholarship for wrestling. So
Believe it or not,
talk about that transition, man. Talk about that transition from high school to college for those who might be going through that same thing.
Well, basically, I got tired of whipping teenagers behind, so I'm just playing. But you mean like, wrestling? That's always. My man already knows, so I don't want to call you by your first name on that. All right. But going back to like wrestling, that's always been like a first stepping stone for me into adulthood, because that's the essence of who I am, the way I approach wrestling. Because when I was a freshman, you see, I don't look the role. I literally my first 3 or 4 matches, I'm getting beaten the first 15 seconds. But every day, I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying to study. I'm trying to learn different moves. Literally, if I'm at practice, there's never I'm going to half do it. I'm going to run every sprint my hardest. While I'm wrestling, that's just my mentality. I feel like if you give your hardest at anything, whether you're trying to figure something out intellectually, whether that's like a math problem, or you're trying to figure something out physically, or you're trying to get better at shooting or better at wrestling, it's impossible to fail if you try your hardest. Give your effort, whether that's physical or mental effort, to figuring out you're going to get better. And as far as wrestling, to wrap it up, I mean, I started off 0-3. I ended up 10-12. And by my sophomore year, I ended up getting second in the state to a guy named Stewart. Hope he sees this. This be weird. That's my boy. But he ended up being a 3-time state champ. And little did I know, it was like, hey, you're pretty good. He beat me that year. He beat me a lot my freshman, sophomore year. But it taught me a lot as well, because I didn't even know who he was. And I'm wrestling him better than other guys that I know that are good. So it started teaching me things about myself. You just believe in yourself, you can do what you want to do. And I'm not even going to speak on my junior year right now. Maybe we can revisit that. But persevering, my senior year, I dislocated and separated my shoulder. I already had a few injuries. And it was like the middle of the year, and some people thought I was going to quit again. And I like to make things hard on myself. So when my shoulders messed up, that's when I decided to, That's when I decided to, I guess, accomplish my goals. And what that always taught me is, I always give my effort and I can do anything. Yeah.
Word.
Thanks.
I know you went to college, man. What was some of the hardest, me, when I went to college, I felt like I wasn't prepared for college. I felt like I was smart enough to go to college. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like I can get through college, but I wasn't disciplined enough to get through college.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
You have to be responsible for your own self.
Right, because I just breezed through the work in high school. You feel what I'm saying? So when I get to college, people working just as hard as me, if not harder than me. So I'm just bullshitting. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a different world.
Yeah, fact. So how do you feel like kids from our city, from the area, how do you feel like are they prepared for college, or what the experience, or how you feel about it?
I think it depends. And I think a lot of it depends on how often do you get out of Chester. How much of the world have you been exposed to? How just people in general, how used to you are, have you met different types of people, how to handle different situations? Because like I know me personally and a few people that I know, especially like niggas from Chester, you know what I mean? Like a lot of us go to college and have our priorities in the wrong place. And we might not admit we chasing love or chasing ass. A lot of us get caught up by women, for example. So, and I'm not just saying women. I'm saying priorities in the wrong place in general. So I think some of us go to college and, this is a whole new world. Some people might go the way of you're slacking now because you're partying, or hell, I know a couple of niggas you never been this guy before, but now you out here selling drugs in college. You know what I mean? So I think it all boils down to priorities and how prepared you are before you actually step out of the city.
Gotcha, bro. I appreciate that answer. I wanted to get that to the youth, man. But I do want to switch it up a little bit. I appreciate that. I do this series on my show called Struggle Questions. You feel me? We all from the struggle. We all got different struggles that we go through. In a sense.
That's true.
So I just want to see where your mind is and see what kind of struggle you might have had. You feel me? So, first question I want to ask you: spades or Uno?
Uno.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uno.
I don't know how to play spades, bro.
Don't I about to say don't even say that because people already be tripping, bro. They gon'
I grew up with a white family, bro, and we played Jim Rumney in war, or Go Fish. So spades was nothing I could learn.
Uno to me is more innocent, and I got little girls, so you know.
Nah, man, Uno ain't innocent, bro. I gets down, bro. I'll fall out with you.
Fall out some Uno.
Nah. Takis or Cheetos?
Cheetos. I don't do no spicy stuff.
Cheetos. Okay. I'm not really a fan of spicy chips.
And then they hard, bro. If you eat Taki, like they got a nacho cheese Taki, bro. But that's still.
You know what?
Yeah, it's hard, bro.
You know what? I know somebody's eat Takis. I don't like that person.
Yeah. So we'll go on to the next one, right?
We'll go on to the next one.
Fuck Takis.
I don't like that person. Yeah.
Would you rather stay in your hometown for the rest of your life, or move every 6 months to a different small, same size town as yours?
Man,
every 6 months, because I'm gonna tell you why. Especially if you're a young bachelor.
Yeah, you new people.
You think you ain't gonna run into some pussy like easily?
And that's not to the young crowd.
Oh, that's for the young crowd?
That's for the older,
for the young crowd. I'll tell you my answer.
18 and up. Moving to another small town every 6 months.
Now, for the young crowd,
I'll stay long enough to see if the baby's yours, you know?
For the young crowd, this is what I would say. You gotta get out your hometown, man.
You do though. You see different opportunities because even though you're in the same type of size town, they might offer different, opportunities where they offer you health care or something just because you're in that small town. You know what I'm saying?
Even on a small level, like separate from your family a little bit, separate from your friends that you know a little bit.
If you look at it,
you never know how other people view you and what their energy is gonna bring out of you.
Look at nature. When a baby bird be able to fly, what happened? It fly out and be able to go make its own nest. Other animals, they get bigger. The daddy don't keep them around. They become their own kingdoms of their own prides. If you're a lion, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like. Why? I mean, there's no problem with you staying with your parents for a while because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the housing markets, you look at these bills, this recession we're in, it's terrible. You can't. I remember back when if gas was high, food would be low. If food was high, gas would be. Now everything high. So I say, man, whatever works best for you in your situation, don't worry about what nobody else got to say about it because at the end of the day, we all go through struggle, like you said. You know what I mean? But I would move to every 6 months because I don't want to stay in this, especially if I don't like the place I'm at.
You're not going to meet anybody new. You've seen the same things. There's no way to create different opportunities. We got the internet, but if you're still in the same town, you know what I mean?
What does that matter? You're never going to go see them people or mingle, rub shoulders with somebody famous.
At least if you're moving every 6 months, the weather might be different.
You might be the neighbor to some celebrity that's just living there for the summer. Now you there the summer with the celebrity,
yeah.
All right, and this one kind of for a younger crowd too, because I own a business, so I try to get people to understand that it's easier to get started earlier. You know, it's easier to work on yourself earlier in life in general. You feel what I'm saying? But okay, do you think it will be harder in a 4-year span, which is the time you spend in high school, to raise your GPA from a 2.0 to a 4.0, or do you think in that same time span it would be easier to raise your credit score from a 500 to a 700?
Your GPA, because I feel like at the end of the day, especially if your credit score is 500, you probably owe somebody some money. And you know, it's harder to acquire money for most people. That's what everybody wants, money.
Right.
But at least if you're in school, you probably still ain't gonna get no 4, but you might get to 3 something. You can raise that up, put the effort in to learn, and you know.
I mean, 4.0 ain't nothing really but just all A's, man. You got to have like a 90 average. You'd be at a 4.0. But it's like, you got to think about it, though. We've already graduated. Hell, I didn't learn about credit or anything until I started going to Full Sail, and we had our little business class with the math and all that, where we were learning, like, you know, if I had a business and people under me, how much would I pay them, payroll, taxes, deductions, all that, and then here comes credit. And then it's like you don't understand. Coming from a family down south or a family that's really in a impoverished kind of standpoint, you're not going to have good credit, and you're not going to have people in your corner that know about credit because they're scared of that type of thing. Then you're coming from a school that don't teach you credit. So versus other kids that has families with millions that's put their kids on their credit shit. So now they're 18 with a 800 credit score, their own properties. it's about your like I say, it's always about where you come from and who you are.
The environment.
Yeah, because that's what's going to shape you. You ever heard of what's called the tabula rasa? It's a theory by John Locke back in the Enlightenment time, right? And it's basically say like, if you give me a baby's born with a blank slate. So if I put this baby in an environment where there's nothing but doctors around it, all it knows is medical terms. I'm reading from medical books, giving this baby medical. That baby is going to definitely 100% grow up to be a doctor. Now take that same child and put it somewhere in a bad area like Chester where crime rate's raising up high and all this child knows is crime life. That's gonna be a criminal, and it's so simple, but at the same time, it's so just like important. You got to teach your kids. That's why it takes us. You know what I'm saying? We got to be the ones to break that generational curse. Teach our kids how to use credit and build it up for themselves, and help them build it as we're teaching them how to use it properly. That way, if we stop the problem here, it won't be no more. But unless they hard headed, like people we don't like, you know. No man.
Nah, man, that was a great answer. I feel you on both of the answers. You feel me? It can go either way. You feel me? But let's get into just a topic that we had on one of our other podcasts. We was talking about the combining of the Chester County school system.
Right.
A lot of people feel like it'll be good sports wise. You know, a lot of people were against it academically. A lot of people didn't even vote on it, but they talked about it on social media, but they didn't even have any real input into it. What are you guys' thoughts on going into the combining of the schools? You feel me? Speak on sports-wise, speak on economics, if you can.
Think about it like this, man. For the sports, that's going to be cool, and if you think about it, if we combine all schools, that gives one school a different kind of budget. But it's going to mess up with the academics because we might not be following the same curriculum, or we might do, but they're going to teach it differently than how we're learning it. So these kids might be way more advanced. Like I know I came from Gaffney High, you know what I mean? So everything I had learned, I've been knew everything. So when I came over to Chester, they were just starting to learn my senior year the stuff I had been learning in the 10th grade.
Nah, that's real.
So it's like you can't pay for books, you can't pay like right now. I feel like the funding needs to go into paying for teachers that actually want to teach and know how to get through the kids and stuff. But you combine, I kind of feel like that's a way to just put everybody's problems together and just throw a little money right there so it can just be, and then we can break off from the side. That's just me though, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been out of Chester for a little while, so I'm not super informed. But